You'll never get away from me. Love breeds hate, and you'll hate watching Helga grow up. And that Viking queen is gonna get pretty tired of waiting for a miracle. Oh, I'm enjoying this, making a lot of human beings suffer.
Oh, I hate that dreadful Swamp King. I think it's time I scared him.
Well,
I could turn myself into an awful monster and scare the daylights out of him. Then at night, break that spell he has on Helga.
Bubbles, don't do it.
Selima, I want to see you grovel.
No!
Selima.
Now! Hocus pocus! Wow! Wow!
Just what are you supposed to be?
I'm an awful monster! Wow!
Scram! Oh.
Ow!
Bubbles, I told you not to do it, didn't I?
That funny thing gave you a sore bottom. I don't worry about having a bit of pain. I like it. But best of all, I like to give human beings suffering and pain. Oh, that hurt.
Why isn't Helga here?
Oh, then she went off horse riding. I don't know where. She said she'd be here to say goodbye to you before you sailed.
Well, never mind. Tell Helga I'll bring her home a lot of treasure that we're going to plunder. Vikings, set sail! Whoa!
I hope you'll forgive me. For these 15 years, I've kept the secret from you.
My own Helga, you don't even know about the curse that the Swamp King has put upon you. And you don't know that I'm your true mother, a princess who will never see her land again. No, I won't see my homeland again, but Helga, you must. A land so vastly different from the cold of the north, not dark and evil like my prison and the spell that torments you, but bright and warmed by the sun. The land of my happy youth, Egypt. Like you, I used to love to feel the wind blowing my hair to the sound of hoofbeats. I was happy, carefree, loving every minute of life, and never afraid as the sun set over the palace of my father, the king. But then one day, my father fell victim to a mysterious illness, and the wise men of the court couldn't find any cure. The halls were hushed, and I waited with my two sisters for any news of his improvement.
Oh, he's such a handsome soldier.
Be quiet, sisters. Don't you have any respect for our father?
Selima, of course. Don't you talk to us like that. I'm your older sister.
But Bari and Kina, I don't think you should both be laughing when father may be dying. It isn't right.
Just because our father's dying doesn't mean we have to go around crying our eyes out. You're trying to be father's favorite, hoping to wear the crown.
Bari, I am not. Akbar, is there any hope?
Princesses, these physicians from every part of the kingdom are not able to cure the king. The symptoms are entirely unknown to them, nor can they name the illness.
Oh, my dearest father.
Hold your tears, my children. There may yet be a way to save the king of Egypt.
Tell us, High Priest, what can we do to save my father?
Only a message from God can cure him.
But how can we ever get a message from God?
The golden mummy that rests in the great pyramid of Cheops may be able to bring the word.
Then I'll ask the mummy.
Beware! Beware of the curse that befalls all those who disturb the chamber.
Mummy, forgive me for this disturbance to the sanctity of your burial chamber. Great Pharaoh, please guide me to a cure for my father's illness.
Princess Selima, go thou to the Northland of Denmark, home of the Vikings, and find thee the great Northland swamp. Bring thee back the water lily that grows thereon, for it is the flower of life that will cure thy father. Thou must journey there with thy sisters, flying the skies dressed in mantles made from the feathers of the swans that frequent the river Nile. Follow the path of the migrating storks, and remember that only love can save the lives of those dearest to thee.
Helga, this is how I came to the swamplands. My sisters and I donned the feathers of the swan. By night and day we flew north, with the magic power of the ancient mummy giving our arms the strength to continue. The weather changed to a coldness we'd never known before. And then, in this land of strange color, we found it, the Nordland swamp. This is the place, my sisters, where the golden mummy told me to find the flower of life to save our father. Stop! What do you think you're doing?
You can go and pick that flower by yourself. You're staying here.
No, what about the flower?
We don't need you, and we don't need any flower.
But what about Father?
We don't need our father either. And you can't fly home without this feather mantle.
Tina, why would you leave me?
Selima, how can you act so dumb?
You know very well your father's favorite, and when he dies, that you'll become the queen.
And we ain't standing for no such nonsense.
Without you, our darling sister, the two of us will become the rulers of all Egypt.
But what about our father? Aren't you taking the flower back to him?
He served his purpose. Long live the new queens.
Don't leave me here. How cruel you are to let Father die and desert your sister. Oh, Father, I failed you. And that's just the way I came to be captured by the evil Swamp King, my darling baby. Helga, someday I may find a way to help you.
Your Highness, the ship! Huh? Fired up the front bow. That's a Viking ship. What's it doing so far from its homeland? Archers, one volley!
Let's attack that Arabian ship. We'll teach these upstarts to tangle with the tigers of the sea.
Enemy ship preparing to ram!
my fine young friend. Consider yourself my prisoner. It looks like I've captured myself an Arabian prince, as well as his ship and all his treasure. Ha 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 ha! Helga, I promised I'd bring you home some treasure. So how about this Arabian prince? Prince Mala. Not only a prince, but his ship, his captain, his crew, and all his treasures he was carrying. There was even an Arabian steed among his treasures.
Oh, that one belongs to the prince. Oh!
Dead one. Oh, well, that's just like a woman, always doing what you least expect.
This Prince Marla's a strange one. I have a feeling he's going to have some influence over Helga.
Oh, I think you've fallen for him.
Yes, I have. Remember, one day I'm going to be a princess, and if he's still around, I might be in luck and the prince will ask me to marry him. Don't forget to be watching for the next episode of The Swamp King's Daughter.
Oh!